about the internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of 24-Hour Script. Let's get right into today's video. Still recovering from yesterday's very bullish episode with Amazon. That is absolutely crazy, but this video is even gonna get better. We have an ex-Bank of England employee now working with Ripple for policy. This is gonna completely shock you. A document that was just released. And they're even talking about offline payments. If you guys remember, Project Polaris from the BS Innovation Hub, where Ripple is also involved. Ripple employees are planted everywhere within the government infrastructures all across the world. The Federal Reserve commends efforts as Faster Payment Task Force concludes. This was back in 2017. Keep in mind, the Fed now is basically backed by the Faster Payments Task Force. That's what they're all doing behind the scenes. And this is the Cross-Border Payments Work Group Bulletin Board that was published December 2022. And look at one of the individuals that is leading it, James Selleck, Working Group Vice Chair of Ripple Labs. You can't make this stuff up. And the SEC and Hinman documents, we're gonna cover that very briefly. It looks like William Hinman, Willie Hinney, his biography is gone. So this is back from 2017, as you guys could see, September 9, 2017. And if we go to today, it has been taken down. 8 days, folks. What is about to happen? The SEC is setting up for embarrassment, but they're getting rid of Bill Hinman from their website, so there is something happening behind the scenes, folks. And now let's get into the Bank of England, Ripple, Andrew Whitworth. Okay, take a listen to what he says here. This was just published 2 hours ago. Ripple supports ongoing investigation into developing a digital pound given its potential to help policy aims such as financial inclusion and providing a platform for future innovation. We stress the need for 3 types of interoperability: technological, payments, and cross-border. And we encourage further private-public sector collaboration on finding compelling retail use cases that will drive adoption. And do you guys remember Jerome Powell? Private-public sector and has to be highly regulated, and that is why they went after Ripple.
The potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company, is something that will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations.
You can't make this stuff up. And if you guys remember, just this year in February, the digital pound, a new form of money for households and businesses, and they go ahead and under enable private sector innovation, they go ahead and refer to Ripple. Cross-border synchronization, a joint project with Ripple demonstrating that synchronized FX transactions in 2 different, etc. I've read this many times, but we want to get into the June 7th document. Today's June 5th. I know, you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? But the document is dated the 7th. I guess that's when the Bank of England is going to receive it. However, take a look at his LinkedIn profile, Mr. Andrew. This is crazy. So he's currently working as a policy director at Ripple for almost a year in London, England. And if you go down, he was at Bank of England for 4 years almost. And what was he doing there? Banking group policy and research, policy strategy. And then he moved to digital currencies, payments, and fintech research. And now he's at Ripple. Do you see this, folks? This is absolutely massive. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many individuals like this jumping ships because they just know what's coming down the pipeline. Okay, I can't stress that enough. And here is the document that was given to the Bank of England, dated 7th June 2023. Take a listen to what they say here. While there are well over 100 known use cases for XRP and the XRP ledger, Ripple leverages XRP for use in its product suite because of XRP's sustainability for cross-border payments. Key characteristics of XRP include speed, scalability, energy efficiency, and cost efficiency, all of which benefit the consumer and helps reduce friction in the market for cross-border payments. This is going to get absolutely crazy. Number 11, they go ahead and say, how viable is it to enable interoperability between CBDC and other forms of money using existing payment infrastructure? Interoperability will be one of the critical elements of any CBDC. If a CBDC is not able to interoperate with another payment infrastructure, it will create a walled garden and likely limit the adoption and impact of the digital currency. And that is why I always play this video over and over again, so this gets engraved in your head.
We do want to have an open and interoperable system. Central bank digital currencies are not constructed to be interoperable.
Interoperability between central bank digital currencies
is very much, there needs to be interoperability globally. And even in a world of CBDCs, you still need interoperability to solve.
It has to work interoperably with anyone, anywhere. That's how we're going to solve this problem. And I think we're really close. I mean, USDC itself we've seen over $3.5 trillion of transactions directly on the internet between counterparties. And so if we can, improve it with more scalable blockchain technologies like, Brad's company.
And talking about engraving, the XRP pendant, ladies and gentlemen, link in the description down below. The black or the gold, you could get your personalized text in here. When you got into XRP, you could put the date. It could be January 1st, 2017. Whatever the date is, you could put the value of XRP in the next field. It doesn't have to be a value. You could put anything. You could put moon boys, anything you want to put. Link in the description down below. And if you guys don't put anything here, it'll just be blank. So let's keep going. In terms of offline payments, how important is offline functionality in a CBDC system? What are the most effective ways to implement offline capability? Offline functionality is hugely important, as without this, there is a significant risk of exclusion. If a CBDC system is reliant on a permanent internet connection, then this will greatly impact individuals' ability to participate. It is not uncommon, even in the UK city centres, to be without a mobile phone signal. So there has to be consideration for those use cases. And again, Ripple is everywhere. BIS Innovation Hub, this is Project Polaris, May 2023. And guess who's here, right? The two Anthonys from Ripple Labs. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. You can't make this stuff up. We just connected the dots. We have high reputable individuals jumping ships from high reputable roles at high reputable entities. And they're all setting up for the next fourth industrial revolution with a completely brand spanking new financial sector. And XRP is going to play the utility token for the new economy. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And we will be back with another episode. But I did forget one more thing, and I got to add this in right now. This document, take a listen to this, International Payments Ecosystem. They went on to say, as proven in the Bank of England's recent successful test of an interledger program developed by Ripple blockchain promises to greatly reduce settlement times and fees for end users by removing or reducing correspondent banks and foreign exchange intermediaries along the value chain. Ripple allows direct peer-to-peer international payments with an efficient FX market-making automated auction process to translate from one currency to another via their internal XRP ecosystem. Folks, go ahead and smash that like button, and we are gone for good this time. I won't be coming back. We'll be back with another episode.
There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it.
Frankly, our central bank has been slow, and there's an appointment coming in January of 22. The president's got to decide whether to change over who's leading the Federal Reserve.
For those of you who don't know, this is the next gen $100 note is the last denomination of that particular family of notes. We're working on the future generation of currency. So that is my other job.
I think the train's already left the station in terms of cryptocurrency. You may or may not know that I just joined the board of Ripple, and the reason why I chose to join that board, it's, in my opinion, one of the few cryptocurrency options out there that has a credible and legitimate use. So financial institutions use it to settle cross-border payments.
That is called a bridge crypto or bridge currency. That's in fact what Ripple is trying to do with XRP.
World taxation and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening.
There are some cryptos that are working with regulators and are working with banks.
I agree.
Ripple would be an example.
Ripple
like
would be an example, right.
Now this is and I can imagine in the next 5 years, instead of us doing sterling against the dollar or sterling against yen and doing these kinds of transactions, we'll do sterling versus Ripple.
Now, there is a fundamental issue with, say, Bitcoin in its current form, in that the transaction volume is very limited, and the latency, the latency for a properly confirmed transaction is too long, much longer than you'd like.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening.
Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.